They've given Baker Mayfield everything, every type of resource possible to make him successful. And Greeny, if he loses this game, listen, don't let me tell you, but I just don't think the guy's very good.
Here he is, the man himself, freshly shaven. Damian Woody here with us. Good to see you, sir. Good to have you back. I like the outfit. I know Stephen A is going to be mad about the tie, but I give you the stamp of the approval for what it's worth.
I'm going to leave him alone.
He don't need to say anything. He don't need to say anything. He can't say anything. He can't say anything to me.
Will you shut your mouth? Would you shut your mouth?
Hold on.
Let me tell you, the blazer looks crisp. I was getting ready to tell you,
I know
the blazer looks crisp, and the white shirt looks really nice.
I don't need that from you, though, because I already know this.
Man,
this is a fact.
Boy,
what?
Don't make me deal with you. Don't make me deal with you. You better be quiet.
Let me tell you something.
Speak when you spoken to.
If you haven't noticed right by now,
you understand?
My swag is on the trillion right now. You see that.
Wow.
You see the energy I'm coming right now.
Himself dropped a couple LBs. Okay.
Hey, Molly, he does look like he got his eyebrows done. Yeah, you can fit two of them in that shirt. He does look like he got his eyebrows done. He really does, Molly. He looks like he got his eyebrows.
He's got to get a whole new wardrobe.
So we going there? We going there now? That I got my eyebrows done?
I will never. Hold on. I want to speak. This is coming from a woman. I will never knock a man for taking care of himself, for working out, for good hygiene, for grooming. I am with all of it. Okay? So that's from a woman's opinion. We'll leave it there. Fellas, talk to me about Baker Mayfield. It sure does matter, not even just because COVID, because it's nasty if you don't. Stephen A., I'll start with you on this one. Is Baker starting? Oh, no, they want Woody to start. That's what I'm told, okay? We're breaking normal code. Damian, you're up first. Obviously, you had the hard take. Is Baker's starting job on the line?
Well, listen, I don't think he gets benched after this game, but I think it's all the alarms are going to be off. If Cleveland loses this game to the Cincinnati Bengals, all alarms are going to be sounding off in Berea, Ohio. Listen, guys, it's real simple. It's real simple. The Cleveland Browns have surrounded Baker Mayfield with everything imaginable. They went out. They traded for Odell Beckham. They traded for Jarvis Landry. They signed Austin Hooper, the tight end position in free agency. They go out and sign a right tackle. They drafted with their first pick a left tackle. They got two stud running backs. What organization has surrounded their young quarterback with more talent than Baker Mayfield? Okay, and you go out here, you get shellacked last week against the Baltimore Ravens. I get it. Baltimore, Super Bowl contender, maybe have the best team in the National Football League. I get it. Okay, you go out here week 2 on Thursday night and you lose to the Cincinnati Bengals, a team in the same state, in your same division, with a rookie quarterback in Joe Burrow. Man, it's gonna be a 3-alarm fire in that organization, in that building, if they lose tonight against the Cincinnati Bengals.
Well, listen, 3 of the last 5 games of the regular season last year, Baker Mayfield didn't even throw for 200 yards. And this is with Odell Beckham Jr., this is with Jarvis Landry, this is with Kareem Hunt, this is with Nick Chubb. And I think the thing that we have to pay attention to is the fact that, Baker Mayfield is not only in sync, has not only failed to be in sync with his number 1 wideout, which was Odell Beckham Jr., and we talked about Odell Beckham Jr. like he was a star, even when he was there with Eli Manning, and Eli Manning was clearly over the hill and beyond his prime. We still talked about Odell Beckham Jr. like he was a star, all until he arrived with Baker Mayfield. Now he's lucky to get headlines for anything other than griping, and I don't blame him for griping because it's not his fault. The man is open. Baker Mayfield can't give him the ball, can't throw with the degree of accuracy he needs to be throwing the ball. But then we have to pay attention to the fact that Baker Mayfield has also compromised the running game. No matter what we're seeing from Nick Chubb, no matter what we saw from Kareem Hunt, their running game could have been better. Guess what? When you're stacking a line of scrimmage because you're daring Baker Mayfield to throw the football, that might compromise the running game. And that's what we're looking at here. So Kevin Stefanski, he's got an uphill climb to partake. And we got to look at the Cleveland Browns and just say, listen, Baker Mayfield opened his mouth. As I've said on many occasions, the man had more commercials than wins with Progressive alone last season. And this season, sure enough, who do you see on the new Hulu has live sports commercials? It would be Baker Mayfield with Saquon Barkley. And you just look at it, and he's getting his money. He's getting his shine, and he's doing everything but being productive in return for those kind of accolades that have been thrown in his direction, or the opportunities that have been thrown in his direction. So the way I look at it is that, again, if he goes out there tonight and gets outshined by a rookie in his second start who didn't even have a preseason to work off of, in Joe Burrow, that will speak volumes about the Cleveland Browns organization and the direction that they're moving in with Baker Mayfield. I definitely think this is a key game for him because let's face reality, there's a whole bunch of people in the National Football League who have lost faith in Baker Mayfield. They just don't believe in him. I'm not talking about myself. I'm talking about NFL analysts and NFL players. They look at his moxie and what he did on the college level, but they thought he talked too much trash, and they really, really locked in on him, and they don't believe in him as an NFL talent, meaning being a star in the National Football League. They do not view him that way at all.
Well, you both make good points, and I'm a little bit of a Baker apologist, although at a certain point, coaching makes a big difference. The NFL is a coach's league. And when you talk about the Bengals, like you can't lose in your own division to a rookie quarterback and all that. Not all first overall picks are created equal. Not all rookie classes are created equal. And in fact, there's no preseason for anyone this year. So when you look at Baker Mayfield and consider, like I look at Alex Smith, #1 overall pick, right? And there were guys later in the draft you'd rather obviously have Aaron Rodgers, for example. But Alex Smith was a bust. Although you could see he is an NFL quarterback, but it looked like a bust because every year, turnover, head coach, OC, like the whole thing, system. And then finally, when he had some stability, he said, no, he's pretty good. Now, look, Baker Mayfield's already, it doesn't look like he's going to be a star. But can he be a good NFL quarterback, like a real one? Yeah, I think it's possible still. You have to consider his entire career so far. He's on his 4th head coach in 3 years, right? Because Hugh Jackson was gotten rid of in the middle of that year. Then he has his own, new OCs, new head coach every single year. So I know he has a lot of talent around him, and he should have produced more by now. On the other hand, more than talent is coaching in the NFL. Like teams with they're stacked with talent, but the coaching's no good. It's not going to do much. Teams without a ton of talent, but good coaching at least will be competitive. So I agree that it's a big moment for him because at a certain point, no excuses. Also, guys who are lucky enough to go to good situations right away, they get better and better. And if you don't have a good situation and a lot of turnover, you won't get better. And at a certain point, that's on you. You're just not good enough, right? Because you haven't been able to develop. But I would say we're still a little premature on saying, okay, this is it for Baker Mayfield coming up, because he really hasn't had not good coaching and not stability in his coaching his entire career so far.
Well, listen, Max, I'm just going to say this, as plain as I can. This game tonight, again, you're going against a rookie quarterback in Joe Burrow with no offseason, Max, none. And if he goes out here and outshines Baker Mayfield, that's a huge indictment on Baker Mayfield. There's a reason why the Cincinnati Bengals were picking #1. They were awful. They were atrocious last year. And if Joe Burrow comes out here and lights it up, I mean, he played pretty well against the Los Angeles Chargers, who has a very good defense. Gave him an opportunity to win the game if the kicker could make a chip shot field goal. If he goes out here and excels against the Cleveland Browns, to me, that tells me all I need to know. That tells me all I need to know about Baker Mayfield moving forward and possibly about the Cleveland Browns as we look on to the rest of the season.
Listen, man, I think when you look at Baker Mayfield, what can you say really? He was drafted #1. Saquon was drafted #2. Sam Darnold was #3. And even though Sam Darnold is struggling in New York City, we all know it's because of Adam Gase. We know it's not him. The reality of the situation is that when you look at Baker Mayfield, the biggest mistake that Baker Mayfield made was opening his mouth and being so forceful in getting Hugh Jackson out of Cleveland and ultimately with Freddie Kitchens becoming the head coach. Because again, instead of being a rookie, learning the ropes and doing what you needed to do in order to fit in and solidify yourself as a worthy talent on the NFL level, you were already talking as if you were an accomplished individual on the NFL level. And that rubbed people the wrong way. Now, it doesn't matter if you go out there and produce, but when you, but you're going to be challenged. And when you don't answer the challenge and you don't answer the call, then all of that stuff is backdrop for people to look at you, point the finger at you, and say, who the hell does this guy think he is? He's not worthy. And that's where people are now. So he has to scratch and claw his way beneath or through all of that stuff and prove that he's worthy. And if he doesn't do it, Damian Woody is right. He's going to take a lot of hits for it because that's how people are looking at him now, like he's not worthy.
Legit criticism. Both he and Darnold have had turnover. He more than Darnold. You know, and if Joe Burrow beats him with no preseason as a rookie, what that means is Joe Burrow's better than Baker Mayfield. I think we agree about that already. You'd rather have Burrow than Baker Mayfield based on what you saw in college and you know, how they're perceived right now. Doesn't mean Baker Mayfield can't be a successful NFL quarterback.
All right. Damian
Hey, guys.
Woody.
Molly, I know
Swag
you
on
got
a trillion.
I know you got to.
Yeah, go ahead.
I know you got to go, Molly, but just as a reminder, y'all, guys picked after Baker Mayfield. I'm reading. Saquon Barkley,
Okay.
Sam Darnold, Denzel Ward, Bradley Chubb, Quentin Nelson, Minka Fitzpatrick. That's just to name a few.
Yeah.
All of them passed up.
All ballers.
For Baker Mayfield. All ballers.
Hey, Damian, I saw you that you were in
Except for
studio
Darnold.
there in
No,
New
you can't call
York
the ball.
on Get Up. We'll be seeing you next week. First Take, we're going to be back in studio on Monday, so looking forward to seeing you in person there. Have a fabulous weekend. We'll talk to you soon, sir.
All right now.
All right. When we come back here on First Take, guys, we got a series tonight.